All right, let's talk about what happens when one tiny mistake blows the doors wide open on an AI giant's biggest secrets. And even better, how a whole community of coders stepped in to do the company's job for them.
I mean, seriously, what happens when a huge tech company just accidentally leaks its own secrets? It's pretty much the ultimate nightmare scenario, right? Imagine the blueprint for your most important product suddenly being out there for everyone to see.
Well, back in March 2026, the developer world found out exactly what happens. The AI company Anthropic made a critical mistake, and all of a sudden, we all had a front row seat to the drama. And it all kicked off with what was supposed to be just a normal, boring software update.
Okay, so the key to this whole thing is a little file called a source map. You can think of it like a developer's Rosetta Stone. See, the code that actually runs things is usually this bundled, unreadable jumble of text. A source map is the magic key that translates it all back into the original, human-readable source code. And, you guessed it, in that one update, Anthropic accidentally left one in.
And just like that, boom! We're talking 512,000 lines of internal source code for the Claude Code AI assistant just suddenly exposed to the public. That's not just a little leak, that's the entire recipe, the crown jewels sitting out there for anyone to grab.
So the code goes public, and you better believe it turned into an absolute coder's gold rush. And the speed at which this happened was just wow. So on March 31st, a researcher spots the leak on the NPM registry. Just hours later, copies of this 57 megabyte file are spreading like wildfire all over GitHub. And within days, it became one of the fastest downloaded repositories ever. You know, I think this one Reddit user, FireMage1213, summed up the entire feeling perfectly. Well, what have we got here? That's it. It was this perfect mix of shock, excitement, and that thrill of finally getting to peek behind the curtain. But here's the thing. This quickly went from a leak to uncovering some deep problems. It wasn't just about being nosy anymore. As people started digging into the code, they found things that were, a little more serious. So Anthropic's official statement came out pretty fast. They said, hey, this was just a packaging issue, human error, not a security breach. No sensitive customer data was involved. And look, while that last part about customer data was true, what the community found was way different. The code itself revealed some significant, unpatched flaws that had very real consequences for users. The first huge discovery was a critical vulnerability found by the security firm Adversa AI. So here's how it worked. The AI has a permission system, right? Basically safety rules to stop it from doing bad stuff. Well, they found a flaw where a malicious command, if it was just longer than 50 subcommands, could bypass all of those security rules. Think about that. It was a skeleton key that could let an attacker steal SSH keys, AWS credentials, and all sorts of other secrets. A huge risk.
And while all this was going on, remember, users had been complaining for weeks about something else entirely. People were saying Claude Code was suddenly using so many tokens. As this one Reddit user put it, it will run through my 5-hour usage in 10 minutes. That's insane, right? Nobody could figure out why until the leak.
And this, right here, is where the story gets really good. It flips from being about a massive corporate mistake to this amazing, crowdsourced fix, a 2-line triumph. Because now, empowered by that leaked code, a user named Ranjing Zingo went in and diagnosed that crazy token draining bug that had been driving everyone nuts for weeks, something the company itself hadn't managed to do. So how'd they pull it off? It's pretty genius. They found a function that was basically giving the AI amnesia. It was stripping out crucial data from the session files. This broke the AI's short-term memory, its cache, which forced the AI to reread and reprocess your entire conversation from scratch every single time you sent a message. And the fix? 2 lines of code. That's it. Just 2 little lines to preserve the data and fix the cache. And the results were just staggering. Check this out. Before the patch, the cache ratio was at a measly 26%. After those 2 lines, it rocketed up to 99%, an absolutely massive difference. I love how Rangazango put it, 26% to 99%. That's the difference. It doesn't get clearer than that. A huge performance jump, all thanks to a user who had the code. So we get to the aftermath. What happens when the company and the community are in this situation? I mean, a user literally just fixed your product in public. It gets interesting.
Right away, some reports tried to downplay the whole thing, saying, oh, it was only documentation that was leaked, not the actual code.
Yeah, but that just doesn't make any sense, does it? The community's 2-line code patch proved it. You can't patch documentation. This was the real deal, and it showed a major bug was just sitting there, totally fixable.
And you can imagine the frustration this caused. This Reddit user, Petty Lightbringer, just nails it with this sarcastic comment. All our software engineers aren't writing code anymore. Yeah, that's pretty freaking apparent, dude. It really gets to the core question everyone was asking. How did the company miss this for so long?
Eventually, an employee from Anthropic, Boris, showed up on Reddit. He confirmed a fix was on its way, but he called the community's find a less than 1% win, unfortunately. A less than 1% win. Now imagine you're a user who just saw performance jump from 26% to 99%. That comment feels like a total slap in the face, right? It just showed this massive gap between how the company saw the problem and what users were actually experiencing.
And that really brings us to the big final question here. In this age of AI, who really gets the final say on the code we all rely on? Is it the company that writes it, or is it the community that actually uses it every single day? This wasn't just about a leak, it was about who's in control. And it's a conversation that's only just getting started.